Let's get you updated on our ag commodity trade. I'm Marlon Bowling with you. Let's start with our grain markets, and let's go to the corn board. Our quotes are provided here by bar chart. Well, as we look at the May contract, all of a sudden we're starting to firm up a little bit again, and now we have May 3 higher at 656 3/4, and we're a dime off of our earlier low. Now we're back within 3 cents of our high from last night, and December corn is 3/4 higher at 560 3/4. On the soybean trade, soybeans came off of their lows by about 12 cents now. We have May now trading at 15.19. That's a penny and a half higher. We had been sharply lower last night. November soybeans currently 5 1/4 lower, though, at 13.14 3/4. Even though it's lower, it has rebounded about 9 cents here so far today. Now let's check out the wheat. And in Chicago, May wheat, we're down 4 at 687 1/2. Kind of quiet there. You have July down 4 1/4 cents. Kansas City hard red wheat is down 3 1/4 on the May at 869 1/4, but July is down 7 1/2 at 850 1/4. That's kind of interesting. That's a big spread change on adjacent months there. And if you look at the spring wheat trade in Minneapolis, you have the May contract 4 1/2 lower. We're at 885 in July, also down 4 1/2 cents as we speak. In the cotton market, July is 30 points higher at 81.68, and December cotton now 22 points higher at 81.96. Well, it's time to bring in Todd Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com. He's in Las Vegas today. All right, Todd, looks like the markets are getting a little quiet here today. They were selling off overnight, but now that's kind of vaporized, so now it's back to kind of more steady as she goes, I guess, this morning. What do you think here?
Well, I think they look pretty good, Mon. I think today's recovery after yesterday's late day sell-off and the overnight selling, I think it looks pretty dang good. I'm pretty impressed with the action that they put together here, and I think it looks like the lows are in, and it looks like we're going to start to head higher. And I think that, obviously we don't want it to go up too fast because that's usually nothing more than a short squeeze or whatever. But if they look like they're going to do what they're doing, which is rally, pull back a little bit, and then rally again, I think that's pretty healthy, and I think that's what it looks like. And I think today's action is very bullish.
I heard yesterday, Todd, that there was some pretty active farmers selling, especially on corn, and they were taking advantage of that recent run up here on the nearby prices there. It looked like maybe basis had firmed up a little bit. Are you hearing the same thing out there?
I've heard a little bit of that, yeah. And again, of course, one of the other big problems that we have in the farming community right now is that, the cost of money is so expensive that they had to sell some to, raise some capital. Not necessarily because they really wanted to sell, but because of what's going on. And of course, we're going to get, it looks like we're going to get a dramatic boost in inflation once again with this ridiculous, Saudi Arabia cut in oil. So things look like prices should be going up, and they should be going up at the wholesale end, which is the most important part right now because they've already buried at the retail end. So I think if we can get the wholesale price up for farmers and producers, I think it'll put them in pretty good shape.
Speaking of crude oil, let's take a look at the crude oil prices then, and let's see what they are doing right now. On the West Texas Intermediate crude, May is down 88 cents today. It's 79.83. So it has slipped down below $80, but boy, it has still had a big rally from where we were about a week and a half ago. Is that going to keep the corn market from falling out of bed, do you think?
I think crude's going back over 100. I think, I said to you before that Saudi Arabia was going to cut right before driving season, and I think this was just an extra cut that they just did. And I think they're going to cut again come the end of the month or early May. And I think oil is going to go, like everything else, I think, at the commodity market much higher.
Oh, boy. May have to think about keeping those tanks full out on the farm. Todd, good to visit with you. Happy Easter to you, if I don't get to talk to you before
Happy Easter and a blessed Good Friday, everybody. It's very great to be with you guys. I appreciate it.
Don't forget, markets are closed this Friday for Good Friday. All right, thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. That's Todd Bubba Horowitz of BubbaTrading.com. We'll be back in a moment with livestock trade.